Apologize for the delay on tonight. Man, listen, come on in. We're grateful for everything that's going on in this season of our lives. We do apologize one more time for the delay on tonight. That was literally something that happened with the internet that just threw us all off. But we're here. I mean, if the speed rate tonight is a little slow, it's going to come back. We'll record it. We'll put it out there, but we'll get it out to you. Just having some internet issues, and we didn't want to go live without having it at a place where it looked good. All right, systems. How do we get comorbidities under control? What are comorbidities? Diabetes, asthma, any of those kind of medical conditions that predispose you to COVID. We want to make sure that you get understanding. The Bible says that we perish for lack of knowledge, and so we want to bring in an expert tonight that can literally show us and teach us and get us to a place where we can really learn and delve in and get some really, really good information.
To liken it to if we were all stranded on a deserted island. We've seen movies in our youth or even adulthood to where people have been stranded on islands and had to eat coconuts, fish, birds, animals, whatever they could find in order to survive. Of course, naturally so, some people who are shipwrecked on islands and, they're trying to get signals out, burning something for help. In the meantime, they have to eat. They begin to eat crickets, insects, things of that nature. Why are they eating insects? Why are they eating things that they normally won't? Because they're trying to survive. And the body needs nutrients to survive. And those nutrients, the macronutrients that we talk about, of course, fats, carbs, proteins, but the body just needs food to survive. If the body doesn't get something to eat over a certain amount of 20, 30 foods, to be honest. So, when we're talking about survival, we're not talking about what are your preferences. We're talking about what choices do I have. If my choices are limited, from there, you have to switch to the mindset of survival. How can I eat these foods, veer away from these foods, and get the leanest body possible? At some point, of course, we all going to get tired of eating the same thing. That is where you have to make the shift. How do I continue eating some of the same foods all the time, and once I get tired of them, normally people will go and eat the foods that aren't healthy for them. And that is when we get those instances. And I can speak from experience, and this is something that I want you to take courage in. I'm not the guy that was playing football, playing basketball all my life. I've always been in shape. I was very, 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 very fat. I was very, very obese the majority of my childhood up until probably the age of 38. I was very, very, very fat. I had man boobs. I had the big stomach. I was in the gym lifting, but I was very, very fat, holding a whole lot of fat. And at some point, I just got tired of it. Now, thank God that I didn't have any of the health issues, the blood pressure, the cholesterol, the diabetes, the pre-diabetes. I didn't have those issues or had not been diagnosed with those issues. Mind you, having a conversation yesterday with a dear, dear friend of mine, I realized that I may have had some type of health issue, but in my years of my college years and things of that nature, I wasn't going to the doctor. Normally, you don't go to the doctor in your youth. We kind of just stay away from it. But at some point, I just got tired of it, and I just said, I really, really want to get into the best shape of my life. I wanted to know, how can a 300-pound bodybuilder be on a magazine with abs, and I can see another 300-pound man, and he has just the biggest gut, boobs, the whole 9 yards. What does he know that this person doesn't know? Now, a lot of people think it's steroids. And competitive, notice what I'm saying, I'm using the word competitive bodybuilders, they do use anabolics under doctor's guide because that is their profession. They are paid to look that way. They don't look that way all of their lives. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. Look at your older bodybuilders. They don't look like that always. But when they are competing and that is their profession, they have competed as a professional bodybuilder, they do take anabolics under the guise of a doctor's supervision to achieve that. But what I can tell you from experience is the reason that people look amazing, I don't care who you look, there's food coming. Let me use Pastor David as an example. Let's just say Pastor David only eats 2 meals a day, and a lot of you watching me probably only eat twice a day. Your body knows your pattern. The body knows what you're going to do. It's used to you skipping breakfast, maybe snacking on something. You'll catch lunch. You won't be hungry until maybe 8, 9 o'clock, and then you have to force yourself to eat because you really don't want to eat that late because you're thinking, I don't need to eat late. That's a whole nother myth. We'll get to that. And so the body needs food. Again, food is the only true thing that will speed the metabolism up. The higher your metabolism, the faster your metabolism, the more prone you are to burning body fat, correct? Correct. All right. So if I had a fire and I need to make this fire bigger, would I put a log on top of the fire? No, because it would smother the fire because it needs oxygen to breathe. So putting one big lump, which represents one big meal, that's what a lot of people think. I ate a big meal, so I didn't really get hungry until dinner, and I just ate something light, and I went to bed. Your body knows you're only eating 2 meals a day, 3 weeks. So we're noticing that food is always coming, and we haven't been prepared for it. So let's burn. Let's burn this up. That is how the metabolism speeds up, and you begin to lose weight. It's not the magic of the 6 meals, what they are. Of course, that's important, but in order to get your metabolism to speed up, you have to eat more smaller meals in order to make the body begin to burn. Say, okay, Pastor Dave ate eggs and turkey sausage and a piece of toast. We're going to burn that up because we know that there's some rice cakes coming in a few hours. Let's burn that up as soon as we get it. Here comes a chicken salad. Let's burn that up because we're anticipating another meal. We eat another meal. Burn that up because we've noticed he's eaten 5 meals. So we're anticipating another meal. It begins to, because the body is made to adapt. The body is smart. It does analysis every day, every night. And so it's saying, let's burn. That is what causes the body to lean out. Now, when you start adding healthier foods, we're not eating the fried foods. Okay, we're not eating all of the carbs, the simple carbs, at the wrong times, because the body does need simple carbs at certain times. So let me dispel a lot of these myths. Of course, we have several weeks that I'll be breaking bread with you as far as the knowledge that I'm going to share. But there are times the body will need a simple carb. Then there are times the body will need a complex carb. What is a simple carb? What is a complex carb? These are the things that we're going to talk about within the next several weeks. And I'm here to tell you that if you can actually, if a wise man once told me this, a very mentor of mine, he told me, show me a man or a woman that can eat the same thing every day for an extended amount of time, and I can show you a person that will make their body look like anything they want to look like. And it's true. I eat the same meals every day. And when I say the same meals, I mean if I have 2 eggs, 2 strips of bacon, a grapefruit, protein shake, tilapia, broccoli, sweet potato, protein shake, chicken, and green beans. If I eat that, I eat those same meals every day in a row. Every day I'm having the same foods. Every day I'm having the same meals. Versus most people, they'll go to McDonald's today, they'll go to Krispy Kreme tomorrow, they'll go to churches the next day, because we want variety. We want to have choices because we have cravings. I don't submit to the craving. I submit to what my body needs. That's where you get to the point of eating, of not living to eat, but eating to live. My body needs certain amount of protein outside, and your arteries could be 100% clogged.
It's true. Yeah.
Right?
Right. Yeah.
People with abs, six-pack, amazing, very to little no fat, and they dropping dead. A lot of people think they dropping dead because of what they're using. No, it's because sometimes they're eating bad too. Because the better you look, the more saying, oh, I can have a cheat meal, I can do this, I can do that. I'm here to tell you that if you stay tuned, you stick with us over the next several Wednesday nights, I'll be taking questions, I'll be breaking bread, I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to tell you exactly what you need to know. And what you need to know is that out of all the things that God said that he could wish for you, think about that. When the scripture says, 3 John, 1st chapter, 2nd verse says, beloved, I wish above all things, and Bishop G. Patterson, God rest his soul, he would say all means including everything, excluding nothing. The word all includes everything, excludes nothing. So out of all the things that God left in his word, he said, above all things, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper, finances, be in health, even more, even as the soul prosper. He wants your soul to be right. Why would he say finances, health, and soul prosperity? Mm-hmm. He left it on record for us for a reason. And this is why we are here. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. I don't care if you're 600 pounds. I don't care if you've had strokes. I don't care if you have arthritis. I've had clients that actually have gone to the doctor after working with me for a matter of time. The doctor pull up x-rays, and he is astounded because the arthritis has disappeared. He said he's never seen arthritis disappear.
Wow.
And all he did was cleaned up his diet.
Yeah.
Food is the true medicine for an extended amount of time. And I will show you an immune system that's healthy. I will show you a body that is lean. I will show you a body that has very, very healthy vital signs. And that is what I'm here to tell you guys. We got to learn how to eat to survive. Our immune systems have to be top tier. We got to eat. What foods do I need to eat in order to boost the metabolism? We're going to get into that as the weeks come, all right? We're going to talk about fruits. We're going to talk about vegetables. We're going to talk about proteins, carbs. We're going to talk about all of that. But I need you to stay tuned. I need you to share. I need you to tell everybody. Again, we apologize for the connectivity issues, internet issues. Anybody who has internet, you know, internet can go down and will go down, especially after a storm and in certain areas of the city. So we apologize for that, but we will be on timely for the next 3 weeks. And I'm here to tell you, get your questions together. Tune in. Don't give up hope. You know somebody who needs to be hearing this stuff. You need to get them to watch these videos. You need to reach out and get in touch with me. If I can't take you on as a client, I know several people, and I'm not here for business. I have plenty of clients. I try. My goal is to help as many people as I can before God calls me home. That's what I want to do. I just want to help as many people as I can. It's not about money. It's about health. It's about watching people feel like they got a new lease on life. I was dying. I was dying. Mm-hmm. And I just knew that there was something better for me. So I appreciate you, Pastor Dave, for bringing me here. And we're going to have a great, great time for the next few weeks.
All right, absolutely, y'all. So listen, we just want to make sure that we were still timely on tonight. We want to make sure that we at least got a basis done. The connectivity is not going as well as we want, but I promise you we will have all this worked out Next couple of weeks, we're going to blow your mind on the places we'll be filming, all right? And we'll know the internet will be amazing, all right? Listen, any questions tonight? Any questions tonight? Any questions tonight? We want to get those questions out there. One of the things that you said, we have to not survive to eat, but eat to survive. And I think that's a huge thing because many of us, we would have chose that pizza over that tilapia and rice for sure. And I think sometimes we just don't know what to pick up. And so I think it's going to be a major thing to keep up with while we're in this month. What do you eat? Like some people say, I've been dieting, I've been working out. That's one of the questions I saw come up. I've been dieting, I've been working out, and I still don't look any different. Well, maybe that's why we have an expert here, because maybe some things that you were doing or watching, because there's so much out there on YouTube and all these things. I mean, you can mess around and be totally confused on what you should do, what you should not do. Or the one we discussed last night kind of randomly was that somebody was like, oh, I'm eating, but I'm eating just chicken and broccoli and that sort of thing. And then we were like, well, where'd you get that from? And it was all like processed foods, microwave dinners, high in soda.
Of clean food. You're exercising, whoever you are, you're drinking water, but the body has assessed that you're in a place where food is scarce because it's thinking he or she can't be intentionally starving themselves. So the body thinks that you're in a place of starvation, and it tells the metabolism to slow down.
Wow.
Just like that person who was only eating 2 meals a day, because the body thinks it's no way he or she knows that we need more food and they're not getting it. So it must be scarce. Slow down. How do people in Africa, I'm sure when we were little and we would see those commercials, how do kids survive and they're only eating 1 meal every so many weeks? Because the body has adapted to knowing they're going to get 1 meal out of so many days, and their metabolism shuts all the way down. That's why they would have the extended belly. Mm-hmm. Right. They would be skinny and frail. Yeah. Because they had no muscle. All you saw was skin and bones. Right. So they weren't feeding the muscle, and they still had the gut. But it was because they were eating so little. The body thinks, shut the metabolism all the way down. So that person who is eating, feel like you're eating right, you feel like you're doing cardio, you feel like doing water, you're still doing something wrong. Let's find out what's wrong and correct that mistake and watch you get through that plateau. Water. I would ascertain that everybody needs to be drinking at least half of their body weight in water, just beginner level. Now that's just beginner level, okay? Ultimately, your body needs more water. You're gonna need more water. The body is made up of 70% water, just like the earth. So you really have to have more water. If you're drinking 64 ounces, a person who weighs 120 pounds needs at least 60 ounces of water for the day, bare minimum. But I would ascertain that unless you are under a doctor's orders where, like dialysis, and that you have a hard time releasing water, a lot of times it's because a lot of people come to me and say, oh, I don't sweat. I've had female clients to come to me and say, oh, I just don't sweat. So, you can work me all out. I don't sweat. But once they start drinking water, then the body stops holding water, and then it begins to release water. And then I hear those, I never sweat. I can't even comprehend where this is coming from. That's because just like food, when you don't eat enough food, the body will shut down saying we need the food to survive, so we're not going to burn it. If your body needs water and you're not giving it to it, then it will say, don't release the water. No sweating. Don't urinate that often. Your urine is going to be deep yellow, sometimes red, because you're dehydrated. So in order to expel water, especially I know women who have, their ankles swell, their wrists swell, their hands swell, they can't get their rings off. That's because your body is holding water. So how do we correct that? You drink more water, where the body will know, oh, okay, there's more water coming, so we don't have to hold this. We can just let this go because there's more water. More water. Every time I use the restroom, every time I go to urinate, immediately I drink water to replace it so that I don't even have to remember. Every time I urinate, I fill up. Urinate, fill up. That would be an easy way for you all to just do that. So that's just to answer the water question.
All right. One last.
16.9, then do the math and figure how many of these do I need to get 128 ounces. But I would really try for that gallon, for sure.
Perfect. I think that's it. Do we have any other questions, team? Okay. For tonight. So, oh, you do? Okay. The question was, what's the brand or the brand of flavoring that you're using for your water?
As long as it's sugar-free, there are several. Kool-Aid has a sugar-free. Sunkist has a sugar-free. Crystal Light, a lot of people know about Crystal Light has a sugar-free. As long as it's sugar-free, those small packs. So I only have 4 small packs in this big gallon of water. So I'm not saying put 20 packs in here. I put 4 packs in 128 ounces, and I just drink that down for the day. Again, I don't have 100 packs, okay? But just enough to make it taste like it's flavored. Because when you get tired of drinking water, because I have done it without the flavor in it. And then when I just hit a wall and I know I still got to get this water in me, let me flavor it a little bit so that my body can begin to want more, okay? Great question.
Cool. One last question here. When you are preparing your fish,
or double the calorie amount, and calories add up. So if you're eating a piece of chicken, let's just say the chicken by itself baked could be 100 calories. A piece of fried chicken can be well over 200, 300, 400 calories just from the fats alone. So you're eating a boatload of fats. Calories add up. How many calories do you need to burn in order to lose 1 pound of body fat? 3,500. That's science. That is a fact. You can Google it.
Can you repeat that one more time? How many?
They
care about that.
Right. In order to burn 1 pound of body fat, you have to burn 3,500 calories in excess of what you're eating. So if I'm eating 10,000 calories for the whole week, and let's just say, here comes the math again, okay? And let's just, follow me on this. I need 2,000 calories a day to live. We talked about that, the BMR, okay, basal metabolic rate. I need 2,000 calories to live. So if I'm going to lose 1 pound of fat for the week, if I'm eating 2,000 calories for 7 days, that's 14,000, okay? That means that I need to burn 17,500 calories. Because I would have burned my 14 that I ate, plus I would have dug into my pre-existing body fat for 35. Right. So people think, and I know a lot of you are guilty of this, oh, I ate something crazy, so I do a little extra cardio. Okay, but you're only burning what you ate. When are you going to ever get to this? When are you going to get to this? I got good friends of mine, they tell me, oh, I got 2 stomachs, and I need to get rid of these 2 stomachs. You're never going to get rid of these 2 stomachs if you're constantly eating bad food, because your cardio is going to say, okay, let's burn those calories. When are you going to get into the dent of the pre-existing body fat? Stubborn belly fat on top of that. That's why they call it stubborn. It's been there for a long time. It has hardened up. You to use the olive oil spray so you don't have to be so heavy with the full-out liquid. Use the olive oil spray. You can use any herb and spice that you choose. Be creative. Find the recipes with herbs and spices on how to season the food, but you want to bake it. You want to you want to have some type of baked element, even if it's pan-seared or oven-baked, or if it's you bake it on a skillet on the top of the stove, air fryer. You want to use some type of organic olive oil, virgin olive oil, and we're talking about spray, preferably, and then season it. And, you know, you should be able to be creative and find out. Again, whoever you are that asked that question, here's my mentality. I don't have to enjoy the food. I just got to get it down. Because my body needs the tilapia. My body needs the tilapia.
You just lost everybody right there.
I don't have to enjoy it.
They were like, I'm done, bye.
Right. So I don't have to enjoy it. Now, of course, it's better when I enjoy it. So my goal is to get it to where I can halfway really, really tolerate. And this is not bad. Once you get to that place where you say, oh, this ain't bad, now you're winning. But you got to be creative with your salt, your pepper, your garlic, your turmeric, all of your herbs and spices. And for those people who are, you know, sodium sensitive, when you're drinking enough water, the body will flush that sodium out. The body needs sodium, and a lot of people don't understand that. The body needs sodium. The body needs potassium, and you definitely know these things. So that is how you prepare your food. You definitely don't want to default.
Energy to be able to go through the day. So I'm guilty sometimes of that. So trying to eat less, you know, thinking like, okay, and then you drag and you tired, you don't have the energy. So tell us how to follow you. How, if somebody wanted to say, hey, I'm considering a trainer or whatever, like, where do I start? Where do I begin? Or maybe one of these weeks we can bring in maybe some simple things that they can do with weights or bands or whatever the case may be. You know, I remember we were talking one Sunday after church and all the gyms had closed down. And I remember saying to you, man, how are you staying fit? Because I'm gaining weight during this time. And I don't know, you know. But now I was eating ice cream and all that because we were going to Baskin Robbins because the family wanted to go, okay. But I'm better now. We delivered, all right? We delivered. But you said, man, I'm just working at the house using bands. So you can do this without weights. You can do this without a gym membership, it sounds like. Maybe just some simple things that we can buy or purchase that we can do in the evenings or mornings or whatever. And most people are still home, so why not? You know, and if you're afraid and have anxiety about going out in public, he's going to talk to us about some ways that we can literally do some of these at home, good cardio, etc. So tell people how to follow you. I just want to make sure they know how to follow you.
You can find me on Facebook under Andre Christopher Morris, as it is on the screen, Andre Christopher Morris. If I'm maxed out with friends, 5,000, I don't have 2 or 3 pages that I'm going to get. So, but my page is open, and you can just hit the follow button, and you can follow me, and you will be able to see all of my content. On Instagram, my tag is A Chris Morris, all together.
Somebody type that for us. Put that in there so we have it in the chat.
A Chris Morris, AChrisMorris, A Chris Morris. You can follow me on Instagram, follow me on Facebook, inbox me, DM me your questions. If you're looking for a trainer, if I can accommodate you, I have several other friends who are certified and they are qualified. And I know that they have the knowledge to help you yield a result while avoiding injury and things of that nature. But just remember, diet is the focus. All of the rest is just dressing on the tree. But the tree itself has got to be the diet. We'll get all of the stars and the balls and the ribbons and the thing to make the little Christmas tree look nice with the presents under it. But the tree is the diet.
Perfect. All right, y'all. So y'all got his handles. You got his platforms. Man, tonight was still good. I know we were lagging. We're not going to make excuses. We're just going to make the adjustments that we need to make. Amen. I believe that sometimes when we're trying to be in a certain community, there are disparities. I'll leave it at that. That happens. Disparities that happen. In any case. But we did this tonight. He wore a mask. We social distance. We can fit air bump. Okay, cool. So we'll be back next week. Again, if you got questions, man, put those in the chat. You have the ways to reach out to him. Man, thank you for following us. We're going to go deeper. Grab your pen, grab your paper. If there are things you want to see this month, I would put it in the chat as well. Hey, I want y'all to discuss this. Well, not y'all. I'm just here, sitting up here looking cool, but trying to look cool. But I'm going to trim down all month. I'm going to have a muscle shirt on by the end of the month, all right? But if there are things you want to see, please make sure that you put that in the comments so we can get that content out. All right, one more time, y'all. If y'all would just, man, drop it in the comments. Thank Chris tonight for his time. Thank you for sharing, dropping knowledge on us. He did not have to do that, but we appreciate his heart, all right? Well, man, we appreciate everybody tonight. Have an amazing night. Have an amazing week. Get your body moving. Please get your body moving some kind of way. Do something every day, and then build on what he wants to teach this month. Hold on, he has one more thing. Come on.
And for those people that want to message me talking about you didn't have your mask over your nose, you don't wear glasses, so you don't know that they fog up when I have them like this, and I won't be able to see anything. So this is foggy right here. So that's just a little sign.
Don't lose focus.